Have you ever felt like you had to drink just to fit in? Welcome back to the Quit Drinking Alcohol podcast. I'm Dylan, and as always, I'm here to support you on your journey to sobriety. In our last episode, we talked about stress and drinking, how to recognize triggers and manage stress in healthier ways. Today, we're diving into another big challenge: social pressure to drink. For many people, social situations can be one of the trickiest parts of sobriety, whether it's a party, a family gathering, or even a casual night out. There's often an unspoken expectation that everyone will be drinking. And when you're the one choosing not to, it can feel isolating or even uncomfortable. In this episode, we'll talk about why social pressure feels so strong, common situations where it arises, and practical strategies for staying confident and true to yourself in social situations. Let's jump in and tackle this together. When I first stopped drinking, social situations were one of the biggest challenges I faced. I remember going to a party and feeling like everyone had their eyes on me when I wasn't holding a drink. People would ask why I wasn't drinking, and of course there were those that said that I could just have one. It felt uncomfortable, and honestly, it made me second guess myself sometimes. But over time, I realized something important. Other people's reactions to my sobriety had a lot more to do with them than with me. Sometimes it's because drinking is so normalized that people don't know how to respond when someone chooses not to. Other times, it's because my choice made them reflect on their own relationship with alcohol. As I gained more confidence in my decision to stay sober, I started finding ways to navigate these moments without feeling awkward or pressured. And what I learned is that you can absolutely enjoy social situations without drinking. It just takes a little more preparation and a lot more self-assurance. Let's take a closer look at why social pressure to drink feels so strong and what we can do to overcome it. So why does social pressure to drink feel so intense? The truth is, it's a mix of psychology, societal norms, and the dynamics of social settings. Let's break it down. Drinking is deeply ingrained in many cultures. It's often tied to celebration, relaxation, and connection. Because of this, there's an unspoken expectation in many social settings that drinking is just what you do. When you choose not to drink, it can feel like you're breaking an unwritten rule, and that can make others uncomfortable or even defensive. As humans, we're wired to want to fit in and be accepted by our social groups. When everyone around you is drinking, choosing not to can make you feel like the odd one out. That fear of standing out or being judged can create a lot of internal pressure to go along with the crowd, even if it's not what you want. Sometimes social pressure comes from how others respond to your decision. People might ask questions like, "Why aren't you drinking?" or make comments that seem harmless but feel dismissive, like, "Oh, come on, it's just one drink." Often this isn't about you at all. It's about their own relationship with alcohol. Your choice to stay sober might make them reflect on their drinking, and that can be uncomfortable for them. Finally, there's the dynamic of social events themselves. In many cases, drinking is the focal point of the gathering, whether it's a happy hour, a wedding, or a night out. When you're not participating, it can feel like you're not part of the group. But the reality is, you don't need alcohol to connect with others or enjoy these moments. Understanding why social pressure feels so strong is the first step toward overcoming it. Let's talk about some common scenarios where this pressure shows up and how to navigate them with confidence. Social pressure to drink can show up in a variety of ways, and recognizing these situations can help you feel more prepared to handle them. Let's look at a few common scenarios and the challenges they bring. One of the most straightforward scenarios is being offered a drink. Whether it's a friend handing you a beer or a server automatically asking what cocktail you'd like, these moments can feel awkward if you're not drinking. You might feel the need to explain yourself, which can add to the pressure. Then there are the questions like, "Why aren't you drinking?" Or, "Are you sure you don't want just one?" These can feel intrusive or even dismissive, especially if you're early in your sobriety journey and still building confidence in your decision. In some cases, the entire vibe of the gathering might revolve around alcohol. Think about events like happy hours, tailgates, or parties where drinking is the main activity. When everyone else is participating, it can feel like you're standing out in a way that's uncomfortable. Sometimes social situations themselves can be emotional triggers. Maybe you feel nervous meeting new people or anxious about fitting in. In those moments, the temptation to drink might feel even stronger as a way to calm your nerves. These scenarios are common and they're part of the reality of choosing sobriety. But the good news is, with a little preparation, you can navigate these moments with confidence and stay true to your goals. Now that we've talked about common scenarios, let's explore some practical strategies for handling social pressure to drink. These tools can help you feel more confident and stay in control no matter the situation. The first is preparing your responses. One of the simplest ways to handle social pressure is to prepare a few go-to responses for when someone offers you a drink or asks why you're not drinking. Keep it short and confident, like, no thanks, I'm good with this, or I'm taking a break from alcohol. You don't owe anyone an explanation, but having a response ready can make the moment feel less awkward. Another strategy is bringing your own beverage. Showing up with your own non alcoholic drink can also help deflect questions or offers. Whether it's a sparkling water, a mocktail, or your favorite soda, having something in your hand can make you feel more at ease and signal to others that you're covered. It's also helpful to shift the focus. If someone questions your choice, redirect the conversation. You could say something like, I'm not drinking tonight, but tell me more about your trip last weekend. Or, I've got a big day tomorrow. What about you? Most people will move on quickly when the focus shifts. And don't forget to set boundaries. If you're in a situation where the pressure feels intense, it's okay to set boundaries. You can politely excuse yourself or leave early if needed. Protecting your sobriety is more important than staying in a situation that feels uncomfortable. Another very useful strategy is finding a sober ally. Having someone in your corner can make a big difference. If you're going to an event with a friend or partner, let them know about your goals ahead of time so they can support you. If you're at an event with strangers, look for others who aren't drinking. They're often there, even if they're less noticeable. And finally, focus on the bigger picture. When the pressure feels strong, remind yourself of why you chose sobriety in the first place. Think about how far you've come and how much better you feel without alcohol. Staying true to your goals is worth far more than fitting in for a moment. These strategies won't just help you handle social pressure, they'll also build your confidence and make you feel stronger in your decision to stay sober. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to encourage you to take a moment to reflect on how you've handled social pressure in the past and how you'd like to approach it moving forward. Social situations can be challenging, but with a little thought and preparation, you can navigate them with confidence. Here's a journal prompt to consider. What strategies help me feel most confident in social settings, and how can I use those strategies to handle social pressure to drink? Reflecting on this question can help you identify what works for you and where you might want to focus your efforts. And don't forget to celebrate your wins. Every time you navigate a social situation without giving in to pressure, you're proving to yourself that you're in control of your choices. That's something to be proud of. Remember that self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth, and it can help you feel more prepared and empowered in every social setting you encounter. That's it for today's episode. We've talked about why social pressure to drink can feel so strong, explored common scenarios, and shared practical strategies to handle those situations with confidence. Remember, staying true to your choice to stay sober is a sign of strength, and it's something to be proud of. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might be facing similar challenges. Social pressure is something so many people deal with, and having tools and strategies to navigate it can make a big difference. Thank you for joining me today. In our next episode, we'll be exploring the importance of physical health in sobriety. We'll talk about how taking care of your body can support your mental and emotional well-being as you continue on this journey. I hope to see you there.